Definition of addiction: a strong and harmful need to regularly have something, such as drug, or do something, such as gamble. Old and new concepts of addiction. In the 1930s, researchers believed people with addiction were morally flawed or lacking in willpower. The 1980s slogan suggested, "Just say no." Experts believe that only alcohol and powerful drugs could cause addiction. Today, we recognize addiction as a chronic disease that changes both brain structure and function, just as cardiovascular disease. Addiction hijacks the brain. Certain pleasurable activities, such as gambling, shopping, and sex, can also co-opt the brain, a common underlying brain process. Chemical and behavioral addictions. Chemical addictions refer to repetitive routines that aim to obtain chemicals like nicotine, alcohol, cocaine, and heroin. The behavioral addictions refer to repetitive routines like shoplifting, overeating disorder, cybersex addiction, gambling, and video game addiction. Similarity in features of behavioral and chemical addictions. 1. Repeated urges to engage in a particular behavioral sequence that is counterproductive. 2. Mounting tension until the sequence is completed. 3. Rapid but temporary switching off of the tension by completing the sequence, a quick fix. 4. Gradual return of the urge over hours, days, or weeks. 5. External cues for the urge unique to the particular addictive syndrome. 6. Secondary conditioning of the urge to both environmental and internal cues. Factors in addiction vulnerability: genetic, behaviors, and early life stress. Some segments of brain and their functions. Prefrontal cortex plays a role in the regulation of complex cognitive, emotional, and behavioral functioning. Hippocampus involved in forming, storing, and processing memory. Amygdala perform a primary role in the processing of memory, decision-making, and emotional reactions. In an addicted brain, whenever the person encounters environmental cues, hippocampus and amygdala create a conditioned response, which is an intense cravings, and they, like a giant, overcome prefrontal cortex. Pleasure principle. For brain, all pleasures are the same, whether from psychoactive drug, financial reward, having sex, or a delicious meal. The pleasure happens with the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter in the nucleus accumbens. Addiction starts and continues as the addict tries to experience more release of dopamine. Please watch Dopamine Addiction, a lesson for neuromarketers at this address. How can an addict overcome his or her addiction? She or he has to identify triggers, high-risk environments, and feelings. Learn to resist these, carry out fire drill to nip slip in the bud, and to nurture new social bonds and activities to replace destructive ones. As control is acquired, clients carefully enter progressively more difficult situations in order to strengthen control. In this extended process, the patient is the player, while the therapist acts as a coach and cheerleader. Relapse prevention allegory. Relapse prevention has also been likened to a car journey on which the driver must plan ahead carefully, anticipate rough roads, dangerous curves, critical intersections, and alternative routes. Know the limitation of his or her skills and of the vehicle, and obtain help from an instructor guide or experienced traveler.